my scrappy friends, a big welcome to my channel today. Today's share is for SpiegelMom Scraps, and I am using two of the beautiful Pigment Splash kits. One is called Melody, oh my goodness, Metallic Melody I think, and the other is Home Sweet Home. I'm using a lot of the Shimmers products that are in it with this stamp by Stampin' Up. It is a background stamp that I am heat embossing. You can see on the top of that bit of paper there is a white one that I already embossed. In my attempt to colour it, I wasn't happy with the result, so I ended up not using that, and I don't keep that footage in, but that's okay. You can see here I have used my Versamark sticky ink to stamp down this image. I stamped that a number of times just to get a really clear impression. I'm heat setting that now, and I'm left with this beautiful gold embossed image I'm going to watercolor. So I'm using, like I said, the colors from the Pigment Splash kits, and I'm going to do some watercoloring here. I have left the whole process of me watercoloring in for you, but what I might do, I think, is pop some music on. I'll just talk a little bit about what I'm doing. So first I'm just getting all my colors set up in a little palette here. This green one is called Evergreen. It is the Shimmers original, and it is quite thick, but I wanted it to be more watercolory, so I have added water to that one to make it more like an actual like liquid watercolor. You can see I'm just painting straight over this. The embossing resists the paint, so once all of my watercolor is dry, I'm able to use a dry cloth and just rub that over the top of the embossing just to bring that back out again. You can see I've just decided to do all of like one kind of leaf, one color, and I've moved on to the second type of leaf, and I'm going to do them like half and half. I'm using this Evergreen, and then I'm going to use the So Beautiful is what it's called on the other half of the leaf, and you can just see me going in and doing that. I'm going to mix some of the Evergreen with the Good as Gold to get a different color green, and then I'm going to use that red one which has like a gold in it for the berries that I end up doing. So I do some of the leaves the plain So Beautiful as well, and I really love how this came out in the end. So I'm just going to pop on some music, and I hope that you enjoy this little process, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so that is my image all coloured up. As you saw at the end there, I did use my heat gun just to completely dry that off. I made sure that I kept the heat tool a fair distance from the cardstock. I didn't really want to melt that embossing powder again. It was more just the warmth to dry the colours. I decided I was going to do a full shaker here, and you can see this is just some old packaging, it's like not even that old, from probably a stamp set or something, I don't even know. And rather than cutting it all down to size, I've just used it as is and just folded one side over so it's like an envelope, and it works really well. So I've got 3 sealed sides, and I've just used the tape that came on the bag to keep that closed. I'm going to use the red line tape here. So this tape is super sticky. I love it for this kind of thing. It's also available in SpiegelMom Scraps store. And so I've put one strip right along the top of the cardstock, and then one right along the edge of the bit that I'm going to fold over of that plastic, and voila. There we go. I did intentionally not show you the other 2 mixes that I've included here because I don't think that they've actually been shared yet. It's a bit of a sneak peek at a couple of our January mixes. So yeah, but the gold sequins that I've used in that are I think they're called Gold Medallion from that colour, from the Pigment Splash kit. But I wanted to add in a little bit more of the colours as well. So I have used, like I said, a couple of the January mixes, just a couple of pinches, just enough to bring in a little bit more red and some of that blue and green, and yeah. I have decided that I'm going to mount this on some red cardstock, but I wanted a bit of a green border. Quite a traditional colour, like the red and green colour scheme for me. I don't normally go for that, but I just thought it worked really well. But you'll notice they're not your really traditional Christmas red and green. It's quite a soft green. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Mint Macaron by Stampin' Up and Cherry Cobbler. So you can see I tried a few different colours there. I'm just working on my sentiment here. So with my card base all assembled, I just need to come up with sentiment. I got this stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. These things are awesome. It's one whole stamp, right, with all these different sentiments. And it comes with one die, which is really cool. So you get all these different shaped sentiments that are super easy to cut out. Again, I'm going to gold emboss that. So you can see I've used my anti-static powder tool, my Versamark, and I'm just doing exactly what I did with that main image. I'm going to die cut that now. No, I'm not. I'm going to emboss it first, and then I'm going to die cut it. That makes sense, doesn't it? Just tapping off the excess here. And here we go with the die cutting. This mini die cutter, I'm so glad I bought it. It is from Stampin' Up. It's an awesome size. It fits in the top of my Raskog, which is right below my work surface here. I've picked this Joy to You and Yours square sentiment. And I am, what am I doing? I think I'm just, matching some cardstock here. I knew I wanted to add something. So I've got a scrap of the Cherry Cobbler cardstock. You can see I'm just trying to play with the exact placement here. And so I'm going to stick this onto the corner here, trim it down. Then I've got a piece of scrap from when I used the fab foil, so the gold fab foil, and I'm going to mount my little sentiment onto that as well. I'm going to use my wet glue for this one. And the good thing about the fab foil, you can see I just smudged the glue everywhere. Because it is foil, I can just wipe it straight off like magic. So I'm going to trim this one down, and then I put it on here. I was like, I need something. So in the Pigment Splash kit, you also get some beautiful ribbons, and you can see I've picked out this gold and red one. I've cut it longer than what I want. I'm going to stick my sentiment directly onto that. Then I am going to trim the ends. I want diagonal ends. I'm going to use this one that I cut off to get the angle right on the other end. Make them even. Happy with that. Then I'm going to use my Big Mama foam tape. This is the Big Mama, just the original one, not the super thick one. Pop that up. And then stick this right in the center of my card, and that is my full shaker card done. If you would like 15% off your next order, make sure you use Melinda 15 when you check out. You can get 15% off. That is everything except for pre-orders, I believe. I'm not certain about the Pigment Splash kits, but if you love them, like I do, there's beautiful product in there. Make sure you get in there and grab them before they are all gone. Yeah, if you have any questions, please make sure you leave them below. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you have enjoyed my share today, and I look forward to my next share with you. Have a fantastic scrappy day.